Alright, I'm live. Okay. Let me get this smooth. So, give me one moment. Gotta share out my link. If I had a mouse, my mouse is MIA. There it is. A pop. Let's go to YouTube, channel. I'm live now. Channel. Stop that. Share. That's what I want. I'm gonna copy this. Come on over, content creators. And plop that in there. Live. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. Put that back. Move this back down. I wish it was full screen, but hey, Windows 7. All right. So, as you can see, I got some things cleaned up, and my tripod's not sitting very nicely. But I got things a little nice and clean, a little neat. You can see a box behind me. I got a surprise in that box. I'm gonna show off. I'll give you a little quick sneak peek here. Ooh. I need the other knob. There we go. 2 boxes. Two surprise boxes. 2. So we'll see what's in those in here in a little bit. I'm gonna wait to see if some people jump in. I'm going to also take to Twitter. I don't think I can edit this while. No, I can't. I can. Oh, I can. Why? Thank you. Thank you very much, YouTube. Videos. Give me that. That. Yeah, that. Awesome. Yikes. Actually, no. I had exactly what I wanted. I'm going to leave an extra link in here for my CNC. If anyone happens to be interested in a video, I'll see if it'll let me do it while it's live or not. You can. Awesome. Save. Go back. Go back. Here we go, and I should now have awesome a description there. I don't know why my phone doesn't like letting me copy paste my description from YouTube, so I have to do it during the live stream. In case anyone wants to know where to find me on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, or my gaming channel that I haven't done anything with for a while. So, have to get all that out of the way. That is all taken care of now. Let's get off the live show. I know I'm a little late. I had to make a stop by the one of the stores, grocery store on my way home. So that way I had stuff for breakfast and dinner tonight. So kind of low on groceries, but I'm here now. Don't you worry. So yeah, I got everything cleaned up. I brought this table here over. I can lift without smacking the legs off of everything in the way. Stop it. Okay, so yeah, what I got here, this little IKEA table, these little red twist-on legs, and what fits perfectly under here and works perfectly, the shop vac, the new one, the big one, and my little Craftsman tool holder here. And it works even better because it has 2 drawers on the side. So I have storage for all my CNC stuff. I'll take you out of the clamp real quick. There we go. Little hiccup. I forgot to move off of Wi-Fi because my Wi-Fi just sucks. So I moved to my data. Now it's working. Maybe. I'm trying to make sure. Let me maybe refresh the stream here, make sure the stream's back up. Folly. There we go. Hey, from Zero to Homestead. How you doing? Sorry, I had a little hiccup there. If you were here just a second ago, I forgot to switch off of Wi-Fi onto data, and my streams don't like the Wi-Fi here. But back to what I was saying real quick here. I was showing off my little CNC setup I have here with my little IKEA table. I have what fits perfectly under here is the shop vac and my little Craftsman thing. And I was getting ready to show off my storage here, so I keep my offline controller, all my bits, and some zip ties on this side. And on the other side, I've got my wrenches and my brushes. So that just worked perfectly, and it fits great. So, and it makes a perfect stool for me to sit down at the computer. So yeah. It also works great for placement of my phone if I set it on the workbench. Boom, perfect height. Can't even tell. But yeah, I also got the workbench cleaned, and I got some little surprises from someone on from Amazon. So we'll go over that a little bit later. But yeah, so I got everything cleaned up. I know I tried live streaming most of the cleanup via my last stream last week. My stream last week, and I did 2 additional small streams where I kept getting interrupted by various things. So, but I decided the following day that I'm not going to stream it. I'm just going to clean up and get stuff kind of sort of situated. I did the whole CNC setup with the cabinet. I ended up having to take off take off all these nice looking cabinet doors because it just felt too cramped if you had the doors on. So yeah, that's that. And my workbench, for the most part, fairly clean. My current projects that I am working on are down there at the end, along with 2 signs that I'm just getting rid of and throwing out. I don't want them. I made them for someone who didn't really want them, so I'm stuck with them. I don't want them. And then I have these 2 boxes on my... We're going to go over here shortly. But I still have also the mess in front of the furnace to clean up. Mostly this stuff here. I have a tool bag, a box of seashells. I can't remember. I think I went over that. There's a litter tub that I use to dump my shop back into. My sander and some tools my girlfriend bought a while ago that I don't have room for anywhere, that I got to figure out what to do with. But that's all pretty easy to clean up, put away at some point, not tonight. And then I just have to clean up the area over by the weight bench here that is so buried you can't tell there's a weight bench. I gotta clean that up, and I'm gonna sell the weight bench. So if anyone's in the market for a weight bench, I have one. I don't know how much I'm selling it for yet, but I have it. Also, I now have not one, but two lights. So I don't need that LED light that was over in this area. I gave it back to my girlfriend for over on the other side of the basement. That way she had light over there. So she has that now. Everything's starting to slowly get in order with spring arriving because it is absolutely gorgeous out. It's like 55, 56, something like that. Upper 50s today, and it's supposed to be like this for the rest of the week. I think it's going to cool down at the beginning of next week, but that's so far away that it could still be warm. We don't know yet. That's just predictions. So hopefully I got some stuff outside I need to do. Hopefully going to be doing a raised garden bed this year, hopefully, if I can get the funds. Unfortunately, I know Content Creators is doing I'm going to put this back on the tripod real quick. They're doing a Take a Seat collab video where you build some kind of sitting device, and I was going to participate. I took the time, I designed out something, I drew it all up in Fusion and whatnot, and yeah, I wanted to get the stuff to make it last week, but the way my bills worked out, I really don't have the money to do it. Plus, we had the unexpected expense of having to get some medication for our one cat. We took her to the vet, and they recommended a medication to help with her. She has a lot of upper respiratory issues. So, yeah, that medicine was $100, a little over $100. So yeah, I didn't exactly have money to go spend on the collab video. Even though my budget was $30 for the whole build, which I don't think is bad at all. So I had everything budgeted out. I had it all planned out. I'm gonna sit down on my comfy seat here. There we go. That's a little bit better. The light's up away from me. But yeah, I was going to participate in that, but due to some financial issues, it just didn't happen. I still plan on hopefully making it because it was going to be a seat that doubled as a scratching post and or small table, depending on how you wanted to use it. I mean, because I want more kind of like a stool for my cats, more or less. Because when I'm at my desk upstairs, they like to come rub against me, paw at my feet, paw at my chair, by my desk whenever I'm sitting there. So I want to give them a stool that they can jump up on, and I can pet them while I'm at my desk. And they're not getting on my desk because I don't let my cats on my tables. But I can build them their own little stool, and everything would be happy. So I was going to build that. That didn't happen. I still want to build it, like I said. Just not sure when. So that was this week. Also upstairs, I got a new ceiling fan. Whenever they installed the light over there, they had to look at our ceiling fan, and they determined, yeah, you guys need a new one. They installed it, and I hate it. It looks so much better than our old one, but our old one was a 5-bulb ceiling fan that let off a load of light. And this new one, I have to use the light behind my desk at all times. So I can't see anything at my desk at this point, and it kind of sucks. But hey, it's a new ceiling fan. So I got that this week. We had a moment. What was I gonna say? Oh no, we didn't have. We were gonna have a fire, and I was gonna burn all the cardboard that was stacked behind me last week. We were gonna burn that, this weekend, but we decided against it, and we're going to be doing a fire this weekend, hopefully, providing the weather is nice, which it is supposed to be gorgeous. So hopefully I can do that this weekend and get rid of all of it. What else was there? I think that's the recap of my week. So how about we get into looking what is inside of these boxes? Thank God the furnace cut off. I don't know how much you guys can hear that whenever I stream like this. I think I know what the issue last week was. Ah, hey Dave. Last week whenever I was streaming, I tried to use my lapel mic and I was also charging the phone. And I know if when I'm in the car, if I'm using the auxiliary cord and I charge my phone, there's a staticky, screechy sound that was also being made on my live stream. Complain CNC over here. Wait, what? Oh, Captain CNC over here. Sorry. I misread that. What was I saying? Dang it, Dave. I completely forget what I was talking about. Oh, yeah, my lapel mic not working. I think because I was charging my phone, it doesn't work with my phone. And I want to try that this week, but kind of got caught up at the store before streaming and was running late and forgot to dig my lapel mic, which is actually only conveniently right behind in this little cubby here behind my screen. So that's that. Well then, let's move on to the mystery packages I received this week because I was kind of surprised yesterday with these. Very surprised, might I say. Over here and move the camera to a more convenient viewing angle. And lift up and hope I don't knock it over because it's just barely balancing. Just how I love my come on. Here you go. There you go. So came in the door yesterday, walked to the dining room because I heard my girlfriend downstairs, and on the way walking there in the middle of the dining room, saw this box, and this is what I heard. A lot of shaking around. I was very unsure of what it was. Came down here, cut it open, opened it up. Would you look at that? Another CNC. Or, well, most of the parts for a CNC. Awesome. And all the rails and everything are down underneath, as of course. All this stuff was scattered about. I sort of cleaned it up some. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. My girlfriend tells me because she's done here cleaning. She's like, oh yeah, there's another box. That and another box came in a bigger box from Amazon today. I was like, oh. And I go, where's that one? On the couch in the living room. So for some reason she threw this one in the dining room and left the other one on the couch. But hey, whatever. So I get that one thinking, oh, maybe it's just spare parts until I realize this actually feels slightly heavier. And sure enough, I open it up to the whole Dear Customer letter and a properly packaged one. Sorta. There's two things missing from this kit and one missing from the other one. Let's show you what it is here. So this one here is conveniently, when I opened it, this was in this spot, and that's not where that goes. What goes in this slot here is kind of the main part to the CNC, sorta, in a way. The spindle motor is missing from this one. Also missing from this side was this lovely thing right here. The brains of the CNC itself, the control board. So I didn't realize the spindle was missing, but I realized the control board right off the bat because that's the first thing I saw in the other kit. Um, and yeah, that was kind of frustrating. So then I go back look at the other kit, and guess what? It's also missing a spindle. So I have to get 2 spindles and a control board. And yes, Dave, I saw your comment there. I can get these parts. The control board is $45, and the spindle with the little here. I'll just take the camera off and show you real quick what I'm talking about. The little this call it here this thing because what happens with the spindles are just a shaft, and you have to attach. Let me try to get a better angle. You have to attach this whole collet piece. So to get one with those attached already is like $25. So I have to get 2 of those. That's 50, $100 almost. I have to spend on more machines. But other than that, it looks like everything's there. Also, one of them was missing some screws. I think the one over here with throwing about parts is missing screws. But they are the M10 screws that I replaced with, or they're the M5 10 millimeters that I replaced with the M5 12 millimeters. So I didn't need them anyway. But other than that, everything seems to be in both kits, as far as I can tell, until I get into assembly. And yes, $100 for the 2 CNCs works out pretty well. And to be honest, I really don't even have to get 1 spindle, because this week my dad is hopefully, we'll see if I get it, is going to be buying me a 5-watt laser for or 5 megawatt laser, however it's measured. I believe they measure in just watts, or maybe it's megawatts. I can't remember, but I'm getting the higher end laser that costs like $350. Or no, it's just closer to 300. I'm thinking of software I want. The software I want's $350. The software I want for this machine costs more than the machine itself. But the laser is like $280-ish, give or take. He's gonna get me that and a pack of end mills for it, so I can sort of get one up and running, no problem, because I'll have a laser. And then I just have to buy the board and a spindle for the other one. So that one will be, what, 45 plus 25? That's like $80. Better than nothing. I mean, I'll take it. Yeah, so I got 2 machines, and that build video that I didn't get to complete, I now can make 2 more build videos. Yeah. And I can set up a whole little production system for the CNCs of constantly running things. Although I don't need to buy a second spindle, I'm probably going to anyway, because of I don't know how much laser work I'm going to do. I do have to buy software to use a laser, and that's, I think, like $40. So I know I'm not going to be using it right away, just because money. I am broke. I can't read that. What's it say? You can sell the third one. Oh no, that's not. I don't want to do that. You can sell the third one brand new, assembled, and test once. I could, but then that slows down my production ideas. If I can have 3 of these running, I can really be pumping out some little signs. Considering the fact they take 30 minutes for a small sign. The campfire season sign, this little thing that you can barely see it being engraved. That takes 30 minutes. It doesn't include cutting it out. That's just engraving it. So I could, in theory, sell it, but that slows down the production. Be worth more than the kit. Yeah, I know that generally when it comes to the kits,
If you want them pre-built, they cost like an extra $50. So I could sell for an extra $50, so I pre-built it. I don't want to make an action. I just want to read the damn thing. Uh, yeah, I know. And also, the nice thing with these machines, they're so small and cheap that they're cheap to repair too. Like I can get a pack of these little stepper motors. They're like I can't remember $20 a piece or like $20 for three. But still, if a motor goes bad, they're cheap to replace. Um, if your lead screws start wearing out, which I doubt will happen with these machines, it's possible, um, but doubtful. If they wear out, you can find those lead screws and replace them. The one thing that is harder to find, but still findable, I will add that, is I've seen people with these mounts. This is the carriage mount and assembly. I've seen where there's like a threaded insert in here, and that's broken out. That's like the most complicated break I've seen on one of these machines, and I'm not sure how much this whole assembly costs. I'm not sure if they'd send the assembly with the motor or if you would have to take the motor off yourself. Everything seems kind of fitted together. And like I said, I'm not sure how it's exactly assembled. So they might even send you a new motor with it. So there's always that. But how does this go in here? Yeah, like that. But everything's really cheap. Also, I noticed the other kit is missing a set of safety glasses. Um, so yeah, and this one I think comes with an extra wing nut. No, it just missed the bag somehow. Okay. Yeah, there's only three. There's a wing nut. It somehow missed the bag and they just threw it in the box. Um, okay. But so this machine, pretty much full, just the spindle. Yeah, I can almost guarantee this one was. This one, I've heard of them missing parts before. I've heard people complain about getting ones with no board or no spindle, but this is the first one I've seen that has that's missing both. Um, the fact that one's missing the whole top tray is what is agitating for me. Um, and I'm not a fan. Uh, it's the fact that they couldn't. Yes, they're going to send me replacement parts. Yes, they sent me two machines. But you could have just, sent the whole machine. You could have just not sent me something that's already damaged, clearly, because I complained about damaged parts. Because I looked at the plastic parts that I complained to them about. They're worse on both of these machines than that machine itself. So I don't know what to do about that. Also, I need to look into better power cords, also longer power cords, because I don't know where I'm putting these. And I barely can reach from I locked it. Sorry, I can barely reach from that one to my bench. So I need to look into some longer ones. I don't know how much those cost, but I can't imagine those ones are going to go much further. Here's exactly how it works. About a 5-step loop of self-inflicted stupidity. One, they have the bad QC, so parts are missing. Get complaints, and they send them a whole new kit, and then they send back. That's the thing. They never asked me to send the old one back. There's no letter asking for the old one back. I have no email saying, hey, can you send the old one back? Nothing like that. Did I miss a... Huh. Hello, all. Hey, Sampson Farms. Dave, you missed point 3. They return the other kit for full refund. Yes. which I have no intentions on doing. I don't feel like returning. The difficulty of packaging one of these machines up and returning it to China is a pain. Returns are now used as replacements for the next guy. Yeah, more than likely. I can definitely see that being how this goes. Round and round these boxes go. You missed step 3, by the way, Dave. You gave me 1, you gave me 2, 4, and 5, but you missed step 3. So I don't know what that was. 4-step system, I guess. I don't like being right in that light. Although there's no good lighting in this basement. I can't wait. I want to get. I had that one LED light over that direction for the last few weeks. I want to get 4 of those. I want to have one at that end, one at this end, 2 at that end, 2 at this end. Actually, I want to have 2 in the front, 2 in the back. 3 must have dropped out. So yeah, it turns out I'm noticing. Comments come in slower on my phone than they do on the computer. 3 people take one part out of the kit, fix their machine, and send back. Yeah, I can see that. I'm interested. I'm intrigued. Back over here. I'm gonna see before I show it on camera. No, they don't. There's an old. Yeah, there was. The person who got this lived on 201 South Chicago Avenue. I'm not going to say the state. Because they actually left the state and city there. I didn't realize that at first. Yeah, this was delivered to someone and then sent back. This is definitely a repackaged machine. They still have the whole packing label here. Just block it with my finger here. But you can see, sort of, ish, that, hey, look at that. There's a whole packing label. This one definitely was shipped out at some point. The other one has no label at all. Like, I had no clue this other one. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, maybe it's my actual just replacement parts. No, the only sticker on it says 3018 Pro ER. So that could be almost anything. But as long as they work, I'm okay with it. As long as everything, and I'm actually iffy about that one there working, considering the fact that it went from China to U.S. and this electronic board is like, I opened it and it's half hanging out of the anti-static packaging, so that always makes me iffy seeing stuff like that when I first open a package. Excuse me. So, I mean, these are honestly, they're just going to sit. I do have an idea for one stand at least for one of them. I don't know about another one though. I have, if it lowers, I have this little stand here that when my neighbors moved in, they threw it out, my new neighbors. I grabbed it. I was like, hey, I can use that for shop furniture. And sure enough, I need some shop furniture. So that is perfect. It'll perfectly fit one machine. And they all have to use... oh yeah, this one here too. This is a lovely thing with it. The offline controller. Yeah, let me see if I can get a screw in here. And maybe poke off the peel sticker enough to peel off the little plastic. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, and the involvement of trying to peel off that plastic, when I opened this up, the whole screen was split in half. Like I'm not sure if it works right. It wasn't exactly attached to itself. So we'll see how that works. I can actually test this one because I have a pre-assembled machine. So let's try this. Let's see if this broken piece of junk works. And by broken piece of junk, I just mean just this. So let's move you over here. Oh, sorry. True, you can swap parts one by one. Yeah, well, that's the thing. If I would be running 3 of these at the same time, awesome. They also sent me another SD card. If I'm gonna be running 3 of these at a time, I need 2 of these at least, because I can only control one at a time off of the computer. So let's get over here. Let's plug this into the board in the back. Myself a little light up here. It doesn't help me if I get my head in the way, because I really can't see this. So I'll show you on one of the control boards something that's extremely irritating with these machines. One, this cord is not nearly long enough. 2, they have terrible placement for the how the cord works. So you reach this port. Come on, a little more. There we go. There we go. So yes, this screen very much does work. You can see it lights up, and controls the machine. So that works. I'm content with that. Let's unplug that. Reach back here. I'm not even screwing with that, because I'll show you with the other one. I have another cord or 2 just laying around. So, let's get something going here. Ooh, that was close. I need this right here. I missed your comment there, Dave. What was it? Oh, I don't want to scroll all the way up. I just wanted to see what his comment was. I wish I knew how that communicated to the mill. I went to college for electronic engineering. If I knew how the machine did feedback, if any, I could make 3 machines run from one. Full wiring diagram. I don't like a full wiring diagram. I know they come with basic wiring diagram showing you how to hook up the cables to where on the motherboard or on the circuit board. But yeah, these are just set this down here. So let's take a gander at this board here. Let me get you in a little bit closer. So that's as low as I can go, unfortunately. So the board is going to be installed like this, with this little tab facing down. Now, the problem with these cables is the only way to really do this is to have the board. I guess you could use this cable here to go down, but then when you get to the thing here, it covers your screen. So your only real viable option is for these, with these cords that come with it, is to have to place it going across the board and reaching behind the machine to get it in there. And that's just a pain in the ass. So I'm just going to leave this plugged into the machine from now on, because I can't run it off of the computer and off of this at the same time. It No bueno. Doesn't communicate well. Um, I don't want to report you again. Stupid thing. PM me assembly instructions for the mill later. Yeah, I can do that. No problem. But yeah, no, these cables are very, very silly. They're just 8-pin connectors, and I don't get it. I don't understand. I mean, I could mount it upside down so that the connector was at the top, but then all of my wires for all the motors and everything had to reach slightly further. I might do that honestly on these 3 machines because of this. Trying to reach all the way back down to the bottom to plug the controller in, I'm not sure if it's gonna screw up while running. So not sure. It's something we have to see. But that we'll just put everything in here. Except for this. This one goes to this machine, sorta. I mean, everything seems interchangeable with these machines. So at this point, once you're missing a part, that phone goes to the top. That's where that goes. Trying to repackage a machine is not fun. So we're going to, yeah, you get a block of wood, and you get a block of wood. Stay close. Actually, you get 2 blocks of wood. You go on top, so I have more space. So one thing I noticed while cleaning up shop, actually, is I had wood that I wanted to put over back in this corner. That didn't make it. Strangely enough. Let me move the chair out the way so I can transport the tripod. All the wood that was technically over on through the doorway that you can't see because of bad angles, through that doorway, and sitting on the lower part of the basement that floods, is now behind Santa, which needs to go back to his proper place at some point because I almost kill myself walking down the stairs every time I come down here. Is someone typing messages? Because they're not popping up. Yeah, there they go. I was not seeing them. Sorry about that. Do you know what's funny? You can insert the wire into either end of those connectors. There should be a way to make them without that problem. I wish I had a box of I don't care connectors. I'd make you no connectors. I'd make you no cables. That works. New cables. I need longer ones. They're just little 8-pin connectors. And I need longer ones. Right? Yeah, 8. Because they are ridiculously short. Insulation, displacement, connector. Ah, okay. When I see IDC, I just think I don't care. Okay, yeah, no, I need you just crimp them together with pliers. Yeah, I don't know much about making cables. It was something like my boss wanted me to learn in my free time when I worked at the shop for making Ethernet cables. We were running a 300-foot Ethernet cable that we had to make because he just bought a 100-pound roll of Ethernet cable. It wasn't even measured in length; it was measured in weight. It was a 100-pound weight of Ethernet cable, and he's like, "Yeah, we need a cord that's about 300 to 400 feet. Can you make it?" I'm like, "No, I don't know how to make one." Well, tonight you should go home and learn how to do that. I've purchased down hundreds connection. Yeah. No, I know it's probably easy. It's just one of those things. It's like I was like, nah, if I'm going to learn how to make an Ethernet cable, I want to do it when you're paying me. I'm not doing it while off work because I've only would have ever had to make one. So Yeah, no. And I have it. It's a cat. It's Cat 6. Yeah, no, Cat 6 cable that I got from Walmart for like $12. 75 foot to run down here. That way I don't have to work with janky Wi-Fi. Yeah, it doesn't work. That's why they returned it. It doesn't work. They returned it to Walmart, and I'm sure the person put it in the wrong box and or didn't tell them it didn't work because I rebought it. It was in clearance for like $5 off the original price, and I was like, I need it. I'll take it. But now I'm just going to buy one off of Amazon because they're far cheaper and I can get them in whatever color I like. So whenever I look at the mess of wires that are wrapped around my door frame at the top of the basement, I know what wire's what. I know blue goes to the second floor through the vents. I know black goes to my computer desk. I know white goes also to my computer desk. So I would know if I got another color, yellow or red or anything else, I can know where it goes. Why is it not keeping up? Oh, it's tedious. It doesn't like to. I look at my laptop and it just doesn't seem like it's keeping up. It's very strange. I want to sit back down to the computer here. Move that out of the way just a bit. And this unintentionally works. I don't think you were in here. Oop. It unintentionally works for live streams being at the perfect height. Yeah, actually, it doesn't sit on the bench. It sits on the power adapter for my laptop, but it works. It works almost perfectly. It's kind of creepy. But hold on, I got a message on Discord here a little bit ago from a buddy. Okay. That link is an 8-pin cable. Yes, it is 8-pin. It's an 8-pin cable. I can't rip that one out of the machine, but I can get this one right here. So yeah, it's just a little 8-pin cable. That's, if I can get it unraveled. It's kind of goofy. The camera's over here. It kind of wraps down in. But normally when I see 8-pin connectors, all the connections are right into the back. But this one, like, it wraps down around and goes in. It's goofy. 30 centimeter, but gives you an idea. You might find a long one. Oh, 30 cm. I'll have to see. I'll have to see if I can find something. If I could find something without that little notch, that wee little notch, that'd be perfect. Just perfect. I'll have to look into it. Also, I'm not sure. I have to look. I have to check this out right now. Right path at least. Yeah. The router bits that come with the machine. Those were missing, I think. Let's take a gander here. I imagine definitely out of this box because it was repackaged. Yeah, there's nothing in that. Wait. Sorry. And this one with no markings. They would have been over here. Over here? No. In here? No. Yeah, they're both missing the router bits. Them assholes. I think these are both, like you said, Dave, I think they were both repackaged. That just makes me think that more. The fact that the router bits, the cheap-ass router bits that come with these are missing. So, That's unfortunate. Unfortunate indeed. Oh, I love this stool. This little craftsman bench. The best money I never spent. This little craftsman bench is the best money never spent. Personally, I've never spent the money for it. I mean, it was like $80, and I don't find this to be that comfy. Yeah, I know, I'm the king of lucky freebies. I just get stuff I don't want, but kind of like sent to my door. Like, I didn't want 2 new CNC machines because I don't have space for 2 new CNC machines. But hey, I kind of want 2 new CNC machines. I didn't want these Craftsman tools. But hey, I can kind of use these Craftsman tools. Oh yeah, also I got the little My Sweetie card again. So, and of course, anyone who's listening, if you're interested in this machine, you can. I have a link to it. It's the Amazon link that's in the description of the live stream. Maybe have psychic powers. You demand too hard one night, and they manifest on your doorstep. I actually, it's very strange. The night before these came, is I had like this really weird like thought and dream uh, of getting real pissed off at the seller um, because I never heard back from them about a tracking number or if they were sending me something or not. And it had been like a week and a half. Am I a fire starter? No, these machines are fire starters. I tell you what. Um, you cannot plug the power adapter into the power outlet and then into the machine without creating sparks. You have to plug it into the machine first, and then plow it into the power supply because then you don't get sparks. I learned that on a very cheap fabric tablecloth whenever I built this, and I was like, "Shit, I'm happy I didn't light the house on fire." And then I did that again recently whenever I hooked it up down here. I was like, do 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 do, plug in over here, do 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 do, plug in the machine, and sparks. And I was like, well, let's hope I didn't fry the board. Turns out I tested it tonight. I did not fry it. So there is that. What are you seeing the edge of? Picture frames. Those should be on the screen. I just saw the edge of my picture frames over here. I think you can still kind of see them, maybe. Just plywood that I can't get out the way. And by plywood, I mean pegboard. Yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sheets of 4 foot by 2.5 foot pegboard, and another one that's a little bit smaller. I got it with the intentions of hanging it behind my workbench. And my workbench is too long to even think of using pegboard back there. So I have it. I got it for free. I didn't pay anything for it. From an E standpoint, it has a large current draw with low voltage. Say 2 amps, enough for a spark on the line voltage side of the power supply. That's only 0.2 amps, no sparks. Love payboard. Yeah, I'd love it too if I could actually use it and not have it stacked on my workbench for 1.5 to 2 years. I don't know what to do with it. I was thinking of maybe using it in the shelf build that I want to do, like right behind me, for the backing of that. But then it's got to be cut weird. And I have to have extra braces in the middle to support the pegboard. Just because of how it is.
Yeah, I have there. One, two, three, four, five, right? Five 4 foot by 2.5 foot pieces, and one I can't remember the size. It's less than 4 foot by 2.5 foot. Both directions are less than 4 feet and 2.5 feet. Because I measured 2.5 feet would be the perfect to clear my workbench, the ceiling for my workbench and whatnot. And yeah, just 4 foot long workbench sounds great on paper, not very practical unless you want to get a large CNC machine to fit it on, and that's why I made it that big. Won't be alone. Need vertical support every 16 to 24 inches, or it'll bow. Yeah. No, I'm aware. It's just a matter of I want to make like a what 6 to 8 foot long shelf. So um, I'd have to add extra supports because it's only 4 foot by 2.5 foot long. So I, I can get away with two pieces side by side. I don't know. It'd still work weird. I think. I haven't fully fledged out the plans for the shelf. Uh, so it's still a work in progress. I always have to remeasure because I can never remember the width I have from the cool air return to this really dark pool. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. Is it in the camera? It might be like right behind me. No, right there. That little brown pole. That pole there. I can never remember the distance that I have for that. Left of your monitor. That plywood. Wait, what? To the left of your monitor, that plywood, toss pegboard there, hang goodies, above the mill, that wall. Oh, you went on the wall. Are you talking hanging like up along this wall here? Is that what you're saying? Do some kind of pegboard wall there? I mean, I you got me on to something, Dave. I know my girlfriend's now saying without actually seeing the comments or hearing me talk, damn it, Dave. That's not gonna work. Never mind. I could do a pegboard, like a little mini build pegboard wall. I might do this half of the table. I was gonna say do a full one, the full width of the table, but I could maybe do a mini one. Take the 2 foot 6 piece and just hang it just above the CNC, and I can use storage there instead of under the Craftsman cart. Because Craftsman cart's nice and all, but I have to be sitting down to get to the drawers. So if I'm not sitting here and I need to change bits, I have to get down real low to get my wrenches out to change the bits. Where if it was just on that pegboard, I can reach it from sitting down or from standing up. An impact drill or a hammer drill? Because if you ask my boss, there's a difference. I don't think there is a difference. I don't know what the difference would technically would be. I do have an impact, yes. It's technically not a drill; it's just an impact. But that'll work. Okay, yeah, yeah. No, I have an impact. I got a little Ryobi. I actually have two. I have a little Ryobi impact, and I have a older Craftsman impact. But the problem with it is it doesn't spin in a nice circle. It spins in a very big circle. If you like bump the bit in the right way, it doesn't spin right sometimes. It's not a friendly impact. And I don't it doesn't the batteries don't charge very well. There's blue made for Mason's stone screws at Lowe's or Home Depot. I'm gonna go with no.
just because these walls are like super fragile and falling apart as it is. I don't want to be sitting here with yeah. See, he is the Samsung. I'm not 100% sure what the difference is. Um, what was I gonna say? But oh yeah, these walls are very fragile. They're like falling apart. There's shit that crumbles off the walls all the time, but I have to vacuum up and clean up. It just makes a mess all over the floor. I hate them. I'm not gonna make more of a mess down here. Also, if I make a partial wall, if I move, if I just make it out of 2x4s and shove this up against the 2x4s, so the 2x4s are pinned up against the wall, that'll work, and I'll be content. Pan camera so I can see top of wall / floor joists. Oh, so you want to hang up the floor joists is what you're thinking. Because I have this, it's hard for me to pan so you can see floor joists, because there's that in the way. But you're thinking up there. And I'm always iffy here too, because that's where the gas line comes in. Messing in this corner isn't a fun thing for me. The gas line runs like right down the middle there. I'm not gonna hang them. I'm just gonna set them up against. I'm just gonna pin them up against the wall. There's gonna be zero hanging involved. It's just gonna be forced up against the wall with my table. Not gonna be secured in any fashion. I don't think it would have to be. And I'm not sure with, like I said, the gas line being in the way. I'm not sure if I can screw it to the joists. I'm not sure if there'd be enough room. It's questionable. When I look up there, it's very questionable. But yeah, the joists actually almost line up perfectly as well. Leave it for the tenant as a favor. Listen, I'm leaving them a 4 foot by 10.5 foot workbench. I did them enough of a favor. They're not getting the pegboard too. I'm taking that. They got the workbench. I'm not taking that with me. I'll be nice. I'll resurface. I'll put a new surface down for it and whatnot. As long as I still work with the company I work for, they ain't getting the pegboard. Yeah, no. No, they get this. That's it. I might replace. There's one brace I might replace over there because it's where my my little side shelf goes attaches to. I might replace that brace because it's filled with holes and it's starting to crack from me having to take the side shelf off on and off so many freaking times with moving stuff here. So I might replace that if I'm nice. We'll see. It's not like it's I had to cut a 4 foot long 2x4. It's like $1. So, and I also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 10-foot homemade or custom made 2x3s and 1 12-foot one. I've left all sorts of cool built-in shelves and new light fixtures and other crap with many lucky dudes that now live in my old place. Yeah, I will leave the shelf that I built. I will leave the bench. I am taking my lights. I'm taking my drill holder. And I'm gonna take down the in roof. Oh, excuse me, the in roof storage. The little bit of storage that I do have up there. Yeah, I'm taking most of the stuff that I build. But like I said, I'll leave the one shelf because it's gonna be custom made to stay here because there's like a little. See if I can get it. You can't really see it. There's just a wee little step right there. I'm not sure if it's even on camera just because of the way I have to hold the camera. Yeah, that little step. So I had to custom make a shelf for here. I'm not gonna take that with me. I'm just gonna leave that here. Especially if I get the plywood for it for free. If I get the plywood for it for free, it can stay. Like I didn't spend a single dollar on this workbench. Homeowner now, but I have had 10 landlords. I ask no permission, improve, modify, paint, whatever at will, and had not one complaint ever. Painting is iffy. I don't ever paint. We rewired. I had added a new furnace. See, the furnace, I would have never added a new furnace. That's too expensive. Yeah, like I said, the workbench, I even asked, because there was one that was here whenever I moved in. It was a, like, 2 foot by 6 foot workbench that was attached to the rafters, and I can't get it, the 2x4s that were holding it there, I couldn't even pry them off. So, hey, can I take this old workbench out and put in a new one? I didn't give him any other information on how big I was going to make it or anything. And he's like, yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, and now the downfall of having this here is there's a nice little cupboard behind my workbench that you can't reach. I have a snake hook that I use to reach it. Previous heat was the heater on the side of the 1920s. Yeah, I can see why you'd want a furnace, especially if you can get one for dirt cheap or free. I mean, yeah. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, I want to. There's a lot of stuff. Like, I wish I owned this house, 'cause there's a lot of stuff I want to do. Free furnace, free duct. Yeah, yeah. See, then yeah, I can see you replacing that. There's a lot of stuff. If I owned this house, I would want to do. Like, there's duct work that looks like it's hooked up and looks like it's going somewhere, but it does nothing. It's not a cold air return. It's not a heating vent. It's just there. I don't know what it's for. Yeah, no. It's yeah. If I owned it, I'd remove it. The stairs for the basement, I'd replace those. They are wobbly, creaky, and I feel like I'm gonna fall down them all the time. Not a fan of it. Uh, I would redo these walls. I would take everything out of here, um, and move my workbench. I'd take all the tools out, I'd get a storage unit for a couple months. Um, put everything in storage and move my workbench out. I'd pressure wash the walls. There's like this paint shit that chips off all the time. I had them refinished. There's a leak over on the other side of the basement. I'd have that fixed. I'd have the roof fixed. I wouldn't be fucking around letting it leak all the damn time, year after year after year. At some point, I'd get that fixed. And yeah, that's what well, no, I want to put up some new coat of paint because I don't like the look of just plain textured concrete. Well, no, they make a like a water resistant basement paint, and it's nice if you keep it cleaned and maintenance, and you don't just bang shit against it like I have the tendency to. Um, if you paint it and you take care of it, it'll look nice. I also would want to pressure wash the shit out of the floors down here because they are just disgusting. Get all the shit clean. Um, I'd have my electrical outlets installed. I would have, more light fixtures installed. Something, just there'd be a lot more work done to this house. I'd have a lot of electrical work redone to the house because there's just stupid shit wired, in stupid ways. Like the kitchen is where you're most likely going to trip a breaker. I've found in most houses. It was always every house I've ever been in that's tripped a breaker or blown a fuse has been the kitchen. Uh, and this kitchen is on the same breaker as the basement lights on this side of the basement. So when you trip the breaker for the kitchen at night, you have to have a flashlight to come down here and flip the breaker back on. You can't just turn on the lights. It makes no sense. Like, why would you not just put the basement on its own separate breaker, or why would you not put these lights on the same breaker as the lights on the other side of the basement? It makes no sense. No sense at all. Just little things like that drive me nuts. And oh yeah, I have these big beautiful windows upstairs. Uh, they don't open or anything, but they have cracks, both of them, right down the middle. They're like 6 foot long windows. They're beautiful. I love them. Damn out over here. So I'd put one in at the landlord. See, that crap can be fixed for literally $50. I fix it basically because it makes me less crazy. I feel like we've rented at different times because, like I said, it's in my lease. I'm not allowed to touch the electrical because then I'm held at a legal liability if something goes wrong. Same thing with the plumbing. I'm not allowed to touch the plumbing. Um, so it's one of those things of just don't want to. I just don't want to deal with that. Don't want to take a chance on that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like we've leased at different times where, especially that I live in a larger city, and people are a little lawsuit happy anymore. So they see that you change something or like the slightest, and they kind of get a little lawsuit happy because you broke your lease, and they like to keep your money then. And I have what your first month, your last month. Yeah, no, it's yeah. You pay your first month, your last month, and a security deposit equaling 3 months. That's what I had to pay to move into this place. So yeah, that was a lot of money that I'm not going to get back if I break my lease, which I've sort of already broken my lease by having cats. But oops, oops. Well, uh, I do need to ask again about having outlets installed. I want two at least. Why does it not update? Most landlords have 10 properties or more. They don't know them intimately. Yeah, you know that house inside and out. Your landlord does not. He goes there 4 days every 2 years. Actually, my landlord has been here once in four. He was getting some pictures for appraisal. He's getting the place appraised to see how much it was worth, which it isn't worth shit. Um, so that's the only time he's ever been here. Um, oh yeah, no, there's all kinds of stuff I can get away with, but I'm just not one to chance not getting like 3 grand back when I move out. Like I don't want the cats because I don't want to chance my 3 grand. Okay, my girlfriend's coming over by the sounds of it because she wants dinner. So, because it is now 7:30, so I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna go make some food. I'll see you guys later. Because I'm hungry. I'm making pizza casserole for dinner tonight, so I'll share pictures on content creators and whatnot. But I'll see you guys next week. I don't think I'm gonna get a video out this week, just because of time. Good night, Dave. Good night. Not sure who the other person is. I haven't seen them talk for a little while. But yeah, see you guys next week. I hope you guys